Hey Maple Hill friends. Today we thought we'd do something a little different and a little special because we realized it is our 6-month birthday here at Maple Hill. And so we spent a little bit of time compiling a list of all the things that have happened over that span of time. And so we thought we'd actually show you some of those things. So we're starting in the gathering place today, which is our biggest event space if you haven't been here before. And I think the first fun fact I would share with you is we have had over 100 events here since January when we began, and that translates to over 5,000 people that have walked through these doors that we have fed in that first 6 months, which I find absolutely remarkable. And I'll just take the opportunity to do a shout out to our team because we could not do that without our amazing team. One of the things in here that we have changed is we have added technology to allow two-way Zoom. So while there was always a projector and AV equipment, one of the requests that we have gotten several times is the ability for folks to do Zoom calls. So we have added technology that enables us to do that. The other thing, we've updated our linens and we've moved away from some of the things that needed to be pressed because that allows us to just be a bit more energy conscious. And so we have wrinkle-free and updated linens in here. That's what I would call out. Let's see, and now we're gonna go this way and we'll just make our way through. You have to know this is a regular work day, so things are happening here. All right, the other thing through here, this is the main hallway. This is the serving hallway. This all got painted and cleaned up and we're actually getting ready for an event today. So it is getting prepped, which leads me to some of the decor. We've updated decor and just starting to make it ours. One of the other big things in this area is the bathrooms. So if you've been here for an event, the bathrooms used to be probably a pistachio green and orange with murals, and we just felt like they needed some updating. So that's one of the bigger projects that we have accomplished since we've been here. Change some decor. I think we should hit the kitchen and see who we've got here and just get our employees' perspective on some of the changes that we've made. So let's go in here. There's a lot happening in here. Okay, and as we come through here is the sauna and the hot tub. We're not gonna go out there, but we've replaced the cover, or are replacing the cover on the hot tub, which was ready to be replaced. And if you've been a guest at the inn, this was the guest kitchen, which we have since moved out into what was the pub area. So we've changed all of this, and this is now our guest kitchen, which is a little bit more central to the inn and allows us to close off when there are big events. We can keep this part just separate and quieter as needed. And we've added merchandise. So we've got the start of our gift shop here, and we ripped out the pub and it just makes for easier traffic flow through here. So that was a that was a fun project. Okay, let's see, let's keep going. All right, we'll come through here. We haven't done anything in the living room necessarily, but I'm sure folks will remember, if you've been paying attention to our videos, the room 8 renovation, which we had Jean help us with, which was amazing. And I think we've done lots of pictures about this, but I'm not sure we've done video, but this is the finished product for our Gone Fishing room, which is incredible. And we did the bathroom in here and the floors and the vanity and the lights and the mirror. It's just a beautiful, beautiful room that was the result of many hands. Just incredible. And fun feature in here, this actually is my stepdad's fishing pole from when he was a kid 60 years ago. So just fun little features that we've put in place. All right, somebody's renting that tonight. We'll keep that closed. All right, we've done a few other things, but I think we'll keep going this way. And we'll head head for the gallery, there's a couple things that jump out to me right away in here. One is we added a big screen TV in here. This space gets rented for board meetings and different things like that. And this too allows two-way Zoom calls in here, which is, again, something that folks asked us for. So we've updated that. We've updated decor. We've updated the linens and napkins in here. We've updated the menus. And another fun fact this leads me to is we have had over 450 in nights since January 15th. And what that translates to is probably about 1,000 breakfasts that we have made since January, which is just a mind-blowing. Between probably me and David, we've made a lot of eggs and eggs Benedict and blueberry pancakes, and that's probably one of my favorite things, actually. All right, let's head outside. We got a few more things outside. Oh, we changed out the chairs in here. Gosh, you know what? We could go through this whole place and there would be something everywhere, I think, that has been touched here. This was our project from last weekend. We've started painting all of this entrance here, which just nothing like a fresh coat of paint. It looks so nice. And as you look out beyond here, there's a fire pit. That's new. Putting seating out here, so we're turning this into a bit of a courtyard, which again, I think we talked about recently, but you get to kind of see it in action. And on a nice day, this is where people want to be, especially when they've been sitting inside in the conference areas all day. It's a huge hit with guests, so that's been really nice. Oh, and the bird feeders. We can't forget the bird feeders. Corey updated all of the bird feeders, so they are squirrel proof and updated, which I'm going to admit we probably get a little bit more joy than we're supposed to watching squirrels try to climb those things, and they can't. So the birds are really happy around here. We replaced a picnic table. I just keep seeing things that aren't even on our list to begin with that needed replacing. The carriage house, we did a post, and we'll go inside at some point, but it was rented last night, so I'm not going to go in today. But I can look up here and I can see we replaced 2 of these windows here. You can see we've replaced siding. We haven't quite got to painting it yet, but we updated all of the carriage house up there, which is now a rentable 2-bedroom suite that people have already enjoyed, which is just what we're going for. And then let's see, the other thing outside that I would say, we won't go down the trail, but actually I can see Corey down there and he's working on it. One of the things he really wanted to do was to build a trail. We're on 50 acres here and people love to be outside. If you're in Maine, it's because you want to be outside. And so we have added, he is continuing to build, it's almost a 1-mile loop on the property that goes through the trees, and it's really awesome. It's going to be really spectacular. We'll do a separate video on that at some point and we'll walk you through the trail at warp speed, but that's another thing that has been done. And I think as we close, part of this is what we've done. So added a lot of online presence that just didn't exist before. And so Jason, who's behind the scenes and you can't see him, does an incredible job. We've had so many of you that have stopped in and said, oh my gosh, I love your website, it looks amazing. That's Jason. Any of these Facebook posts, any of the videos, the Instagram, the TikTok, the YouTube channel, there's just a huge presence that we have created that is game-changing. Honestly, a lot of people just come in and they say, oh, we saw this or we saw that. So that gives me an opportunity to just say thank you. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for following us. We really, really appreciate that. It is a little bit weird sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, how much I see myself on camera. But I think in closing, what I would say is, oh, hey, there's Corey. Look at that, he's getting so much cleaned up over there. A couple things I would say. One, I would again just say such a huge thank you to our team. We have an incredible team that is dedicated, that we just call family. 2, I would say every guest that has walked through these doors that has given us grace as we have learned We are so incredibly grateful to each and every person that has walked through these doors and every guest that has come for an event and given us feedback, good or constructive. Both are so incredibly valuable. We're just so appreciative of that. And then finally, I would say the community we find ourselves a part of is incredible, so supportive, and we absolutely know we're in the right place, and we're so grateful. So happy birthday to us. I think that's it. All right, see ya.